Now everybody, in today's video, we're going to properly learn how to deal with emergency situations in an airplane as pilots. You know, there's a new add-on that just came out called Commander by FS Academy, Emergency Scenarios for MSFS. Keep your cool in the face of adversity. FS Academy Commander will arm you with a framework to deal with anything fate throws your way. Made by a real airline captain. Now this add-on was released yesterday here for 20 euros. You can buy it on the store. In today's video, we shall find out if it's any good here. Now, I've already installed it here, and this is kind of a mission pack after all, with all sorts of emergency scenarios, like just engine failure kind of stuff, and lose an engine over the Alps on an A320, thick fog, encounter a dangerous cloud of volcanic ash. Yes, very interesting challenges. And maybe let's start with challenge number 1, and this is kind of where we learn the basics, called White Knuckle here, and basically here we learn a whole lot that you learn in normal flight training as a pilot. Tour the Isle of Wight, on the lookout for landing sites before simulating an engine failure by closing the throttle. So something I did before while flying real planes, you know, training what to do in an engine failure situation, looking for field or maybe landing on them. I mean, let's maybe just jump in. All right, let's go and do that.
FS Academy Commander.
Hello.
From single engine piston to stratosphere cruising airliner, the Commander must be ready for any eventuality.
That's true.
Commander is here to give you the tools that will allow you to take charge of any situation.
So this is like our instructor voice right here. Shut up now, I want to talk. And he walks us through what to do in an emergency like an engine failure.
When operating a single engine aeroplane, an important but overlooked factor is to take note of potential safe landing sites around you, in case we need to land immediately due to an engine.
That's something you always do, and this is very much from the lesson, from flight lessons. Always look for spots to land on, especially on a Cessna with a single engine that could fail anytime. All right, let's overpass cows here.
Take this field as an example. It would be too small to land on. Plus, it has buildings and tall trees all around.
You wouldn't want to land on this thing. Damn, this is actually pretty well done here.
This field is filled with solar panels. Take note of its appearance, as this would be a poor choice as a landing site.
Yeah, this would definitely, you wouldn't want to land on solar panels.
It has been known for small aircraft to make emergency landings on roads.
Yeah, roads,
this
but
can
not here in
work out
Scotland.
on very large but quiet stretches of multi-lane highway. You want to know which airspeed to target in order to achieve the best gliding distance. For the 152, the pilot's operating handbook
This is probably 60 knots.
states that this is 60 knots.
Oh yeah, 60 knots. Right. That's something you want to achieve when it's something you aim for 60 knots while gliding. So you'll hold your nose up until you reach 60 knots.
So that we can
Let me talk!
An important consideration for planning our landing. If we look out to the left, we can see some good candidates for landing sites. Plenty of space, minimal obstacles.
Interesting. Okay, good example right there. Oh yeah, that's a big old field here you can land on. I guess something you always have to look out for in a Cessna here. Yeah, this is something you seriously learn at flight school. This is so fun. All right, overhead ahead Horse Castle.
Now let's make a left turn towards the Needles, and we'll discuss the flank angle. I have control.
Oh, that's funny. So if you're over back the plane, I just wanted to catch the checkpoint of that, and they took over control once I did the bank angle. It's literally like flying with a flight instructor.
Used to plan our approach. The high key bank angle. I have control.
Yeah, you shouldn't take over. That's funny. It's literally like a flight instructor. Please don't crash this now. I want control. I need control, man. No, you don't want control. That's funny. Like the AI of the flight instructor really does take over.
We'll get familiar with the controls you'll need to run the engine failure and emergency landing checklists.
All right. Yeah, checklist. That's another thing to do. Kind of trying to relight the engine, get it working again if your engine stops.
The first item on the checklist is to turn on the carburetor heat.
Okay.
In case icing
it works very well here in the flight simulator. So anti-icing, that makes a lot of sense. I guess in the primer, yeah, primer 2.
Primer is in
probably make sure you check that
this
too.
Could be a simple cause of fuel
and also
starvation,
try to relight
so
the engine here.
We set the mixture to full rich using the red control beside the throttle. If the propeller is still turning, we check that the ignition switch is set to both. We will use full flaps for landing, as this shortens our stopping distance. But as flaps add drag, We only extend flaps once we are sure that we are going to make our field. The flaps are electrically powered, so we only perform the next item, master switch off, once our flaps are extended to their landing position.
Yes, this is now before you land. You just don't want to have the plane catch fire. You turn off every system pretty much, and then kind of prepare just to brace for impact.
And simulate an engine failure by pulling the throttle all the way back to idle and keep it there.
There you go. This is kind of self-induced engine failure. There you go. That's pulled. Something we're doing now is again hold the nose up 60 knots, establish that, and then we can start climbing just to keep that 60 knots of their speed. Again, the best glide speed. Right there. We can already have a look out at field. Yeah, somewhat down there. This is a perfect spot for an emergency landing.
To relieve any pressure on the elevator.
Great. Alright, now with an engine failure. But we're still flying well. Yes, my idea would be now just kind of like do a loop and then land where we are down there. Okay, now we have to go there. Dropping speed here now. Carb heat, there you go. That's already turned on. Oh, never mind. Pull. There you go. That's in case of icing.
The checklist continues. Fuel primer is in and locked.
Uh-oh, I might have missed the high key point. Should I have hit it at 1200? Okay, I should have definitely hit that at 1200 feet. So I missed that high key point, but I guess let's still go ahead and try to land here at this aiming point. We still have a bit of a way to go here, but we're coming in like a pattern, and then we're gonna land here. This should perfectly work out. Just maintain 60 knots. All right, great.
So already put one. We want 1,200. Leave the flaps retracted until just before we land.
No, we're landing now. All right, we're sure going to make it here. I want more drag, so put the flaps down. All right, there we go. We've got this long field in front of us that we can easily touch down on now, but we're now going to go full power. There we go. Let's put some of those flaps up and, you know, take off once again. Yeah, there's something you do in flight school all the time once again. Find a field, you know, stop the engine and try to land. Very, very interesting things. Again, you learn this in flight school. But it might be time to move on, try another mission. You know, I'm very much impressed with how detailed this is. This feels like a flight lesson now. Like, genuinely, this is great for anyone that wants to learn and already prepare. You know, I cut out most of what was said. Very interesting information, but it might be time to try something else. We've got icing, but something I really want to try is this landing gear failure. Discontinue the approach to troubleshoot a landing gear issue before returning to land with an engine shutdown. All right, there you go. Welcome aboard the beautiful Diamond.
Now we move things up a notch to the modern and multi-engine Diamond DA62. We're coming up on Naples, Italy, where we intend to land. The DA62 has a higher level of complexity when compared to the Cessna, as we now have two engines, a glass cockpit system, and retractable landing gear. Going to make an approach to runway 06. Let's speak with Naples Tower. Naples Tower, India, Foxtrot, Sierra Alpha Charlie to join.
India Alpha Charlie Naples, go ahead.
I don't think in Naples, Italy, they have a British accent. All right, runway's right there. Let's try to land.
Runway 06 and start descending towards the runway. Now extend the landing gear.
All right, let's put the landing gear down. One green, two green. There is no left landing gear coming down. That's really bad.
Nose and right gear look fine, as they show a green light, but the left leg has no light. As always, our first action is to aviate.
So go around.
Set full power and raise the nose to the climb attitude.
Yeah. So this doesn't look good at all. We are going around now here, Naples, getting gear up. Well, what is there to be up?
We'll apply the abnormal landing gear procedure in the POH and come back to land at Naples. Aside,
yes, of course. There's checklists and procedures for every scenario.
Request an approach and landing.
All right, let's do that.
This is a serious issue, and we'll be blocking the runway, so we will declare an emergency.
Okay.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. India Alpha Charlie, we are unable to extend our left landing gear.
I kind of just want to do a bank right now just to see if we can jump in.
Bank angle. I have control. That's too much pitch angle.
All right. Let's see if we can survive in a landing gear situation, emergency thing. All right, 136 knots. Good. Let's get the landing gear down.
Okay, be ready to use rudder to keep straight and shut down the left engine using the master switch. Add some power on engine 2 to avoid getting slow. Keep right rudder in to stay straight. After touchdown, try to keep the left wing off the ground for as long as possible and try to land to the right of the runway center line.
Oh, that's not very comfortable. That just isn't very comfortable. That just isn't very comfortable at all. Oh, goodness. All right.
Good job. We've done the best we could given the circumstances.
That was great. 7,000. Like, what does it measure then? B. I guess it's the landing itself. I did a relatively bad landing because I definitely underestimated how this plane flew under just one engine. Very, very interesting. But let's level up a little bit. Yes, maybe something we've never tried before. Brimstone. Encounter a dangerous cloud of volcanic ash. This is a very interesting one with an A320 airliner now. The situation escalates quickly and the engines choke as the realization creeps in that you've entered a hazardous cloud of volcanic ash. Follow the on-screen checklist to escape the ash and hope for your systems to return. Let's take a look at that. This is really interesting. All right, there we are. We're on board a plane that looks totally normal. We have got the autopilot activated. It is nighttime at the moment. Everything is looking absolutely great. Until it isn't, I guess.
The sun is setting over southern Italy as we cruise northbound on the last sector of the day, back to Paris Charleston. Many of the passengers are asleep, with the cabin crew quietly passing down the aisle towards the back galley to start their break.
Oh, this is very cinematic now. So we are flying right now to Paris here. Oh,
call from the cabin. I'll get it. Your radios. Hi, how are you guys doing?
Hi, it's Josie at door 2 right. We can smell something down the back here. It's smoky, but not like cigarettes, more electrical. We're not sure what's causing it.
Okay, we don't have anything showing up here. Can you take a look around and see if you can find anything? Okay, I'm back. My radios. So the crew at the back are saying they can smell an electrical smell.
Okay.
Master warning, it says lavatory smoke.
Okay.
We are in cloud, but there's nothing on the radar.
There's some crazy sound.
Engine 1 is losing power. I can smell the smoke now too.
I lost airspeed.
I think I know what this is.
Okay.
Volcanic ash encounter procedure. 180 turn, initiate.
Alright, volcanic ash, there it is. Hey, we've flown into volcanic ash.
To start.
Okay.
Auto thrust.
Alright. Throwing it around now.
Reduce. Bring the thrust levers back to around 50%.
That's good. Let me do like emergency kind of descent here. Good.
Oxygen masks done.
Good.
Okay, now we're on masks. We're turning back and descending. Mayday, 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 jetliner 9. Suspected volcanic ash. Turning around and descending to flight level 200.
Okay, let's turn on the EPU. Maybe let's try to like relight the engine, get it back to working. Okay. APU on. We turn on the anti-icing systems here. Good, good. Oh, this is very cinematic now. So we are flying right now to Paris here. We've got some issues with engine. I'm just letting things happen here. Okay, so there's some crazy sound. All right, volcanic ash. There it is. Hey, we've flown into volcanic ash. Okay, all right, 50%. Right, there we go. Good, good.
We should clear the ash cloud soon. The
Oh,
air seems to be clearing.
Descent now here. Okay.
I'll take my mask off and see if I can smell anything.
Okay.
The smell is a lot weaker now. I think you're safe to take your mask off too.
Let's maybe max out the Airbus autopilot. There we go. We're very much descending now.
Return the thrust levers to the climb detent.
Alright, let's try climb now.
We can turn the anti-ice back off now.
Aha!
A lot of the passengers actually stayed asleep, but there was smoke in the cabin, and the crew had sore eyes. But it all seems to be clearing up now. What we just experienced was a volcanic ash encounter. We were flying above Sicily, which is home to Mount Etna. Mount Etna had a minor eruption after we departed, and the ash cloud has risen up to our cruising altitude. Ash inflicts a wide range of problems on an airliner. The smoke was the fine volcanic dust entering the air conditioning system, causing smoke in the cabin and triggering the smoke alarm. We had engine surging as the ash enters the combustion chambers, melts and then rehardens on the turbine blades like glass, disturbing the airflow through the engine.
Good.
There will also be damage that we can't see from here, such as serious abrasion to the wing leading edges and other parts exposed to the air. Although we have now passed the immediate danger, we would be wise to plan a diversion. There will be damage to our aircraft and its systems, not to mention the stress and upset it will have caused passengers and crew.
Good. 10,000. Good one. This was a good mission. Very simple. You know what? I think this interesting flight instructor kind of add-on is really cool. Like, it really has a lot of storytelling in there too. Lots of it is done not really by visuals because of the limitations of the flight simulator, but it's rather done by sounds. Very, very nice. Especially the volcanic ash bit. That was great. Other than that, it was rather a more professional kind of thing. A kind of a teaching lesson, sure. So I very much appreciate that. So really thank you so much for watching today's video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, good night. This is Swiss01 approved, by the way. Now, thank you very much to my highly supporting members like Jamie Ashton, Mike C, James Deram, Ragings, Met RLG, Matt Van Z, Moritz, Bellhausen, Knots Enthusiast, Shadow, New York, Ryland Williams, Kelly Chaos, John O'Brien, and I'm addicted to Airbus A380s. Thank you.